Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Thursday the 12th of February.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda.
A new university in town proves you can never have enough knowledge.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. We meet with the people who advise brides on what to wear on their big day.
And it's time again to explore what's up in the film world with our weekly movie review.
Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Makeda Mahario. And over the next hour, we'll be bringing you all the latest news, sports, and lifestyle headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And the Rise and Shine team are here with us. Yes, we're right on time.
Right.
We are together here in studio. I want to know what's happening with each of you. Let's start with the world of the money.
Well, in the money today, we're wearing dresses, wedding dresses, bling bling all the way. Yeah, I tell the money behind, the stylists who make our brides look so beautiful on their special days.
Okay, interested in that one. What about you, Alan?
It almost sounds like she's getting ready for her own wedding. Anyway, well, it's almost the weekend and I have something special. It's movie review, of course, and hot topics as always.
And Arnold, what about in the world of sports?
Look forward to the All-Star NBA All-Star Weekend, and Super Rugby is back, as the fans will call it.
I always look forward to the All-Star Weekend, okay? So thank you very much. All of that and more still to come, but first, Rise and Shine story of the day.
With science and technology a major part of Vision 2020, a new center has opened its doors in Kigali. The Adventist University of Central Africa has launched a science and technology center with the aim of helping ICT students pursue their master's studies here in Rwanda instead of always having to go abroad. I attended the official inauguration. With Rwanda steadily moving towards its vision of becoming a science and technology-based society and an ICT hub in the region, students are hard at work making sure the vision becomes reality. The Adventist University of Central Africa is kickstarting its Science and Technology Center in Kigali, and students and teachers alike are looking forward to the experience.
One of the things that this institution is focused on is really transforming education through technologies. What is really interesting, it's not only that they have the cutting-edge, world-class kind of IT facilities, but also they have the understanding of how education needs to change, how learning and teaching needs to evolve and meet the needs of the workforce of the 21st century.
Science and technology are key in stimulating Rwanda's growth in gross domestic products while helping advance the quality of life for all the population through skills and knowledge. This as part of the tools enabling broader access and connectivity across the country in multiple sectors.
Our Vision 2020, we have the target of having a knowledge-based economy. This center, this university, this campus, it's a big contribution, and we commend this. We have many projects with Adventist Church in this city. I encourage people of Kigali and from the region to take advantage of it, good use of it.
Rwanda has embarked on a development path focused on science, technology, and innovation, with a particular emphasis on information and communications technology. The goal here is to have a science, technology, and knowledge-led economy by 2020.
ICT, there is no barrier, there is no boundaries. So this is going to be like the reference. I hope that many people will come here and learn and see how they can apply in their own institution. But most importantly, I look forward to see the graduates coming out from this kind of education and expand the reach of the benefits that they acquire here to the rest of the country.
To make sure that we transform this country into a knowledge-based economy, we cannot do so until we have infrastructure, first of all, until we have IT that is efficient to deliver services to the either banking area and also other areas, because areas are catching up now with technology, and technology is going to revolutionize the way things are transacted. Now, one thing that we are contributing to the society is to make sure that we transform graduates that are able to deliver quality service in government, in institutions, public and private, so that we make sure that we really advance our country forward using IT resources.
The Science and Technology Center is a great way to further the vision. Regis Isheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. Now, how are IT students in our country benefiting from the new center, and can this be the beginning of something special?
Kizafasha amwe mu madepartema amwe namwe nka IT ngomba kuza kwigira hano kubera impamvu y'ikoranabuhanga rihambaye riri hangaha. Zafasha department ya medicine igomba kuza hangaha nayo, ndetse ku buryo n'abanyeshuri bashobora kuziga umugoroba bazaba hangaha.
Ikigo gifunguwe ndumva icyo kizamfasha ngiye ku giti cyanjye nk'umunyeshuri usanzwe niga muri awuka, ni uko ubumenyi buzakomeza kwiyongera muri njyewe kandi nkabasha kubona umuntu wifuzwa kuhanga hanze ahangaha ku bigendanye n'umurimo.
Muri rusange ikigo cyacu gisanzwe gifite ibyo twita mu ndimi z'amahanga reputation nziza cyane. Uyu munsi rero bashyizeho icyiciro cya masters. Bari bafite imbogamizi yuko bafite kurera abanyeshuri ko bakaragarukira ku cyiciro cya kabiri cya master cya kaminuza. Uyu munsi bakiye ku cyiciro cya gatatu. Nkange rero ubwanjye by'umwihariko ntago nkeneye kwambuka imipaka ngo ngiye kwiga, kuko uburezi bashaka gutanga hanze hano mu gihugu cyacu burahari.
Bitewe nuko ubona aho abanyarwanda bavuye ukabona aho bageze uyu munsi, kimwe mu nkingi ya mbere ni iterambere rigendeye kuri tekinoloji.
Ku bigendanye na ICT na tekinoloji, icyo bifasha ku gihugu cyacu cyangwa se icyo bizafasha kuri Vision 2020 ni uko bizabasha kuba cyatanga ubumenyi kugira ngo abanyeshuri barimo babashe gusobanukirwa no kugira ubumenyi buhamye kuri ICT, bityo bizaba abantu bafitiye igihugu akamaro ndetse nabo ubwabo ku giti cyabo ndetse nanjye ubwanjye ku giti cyanjye.
Uyu munsi ICT irivugira ubwayo, ntabwo ikeneye abajya kuyisobanura cyane, kuko uyu munsi ahakoraga abakozi 1000 usanga umukozi umwe arakora ibintu kandi bikarangira. ICT iri gufasha abantu, ntago tugishaka gufata ingendo gufora iki. ICT ubuzima bw'igihugu yarabworoheje, haba mu buzima bwose, yewe no mu buhinzi gerayo tuzi kandi ko badakeneye ikoranabuhanga. Ariko uyu munsi umuntu w'umuhinzi arareba ijya handi bakora akoresheje ikoranabuhanga, umworozi nuko nguko. Bityo mu cyerekezo 2020 nta mpungenge dufite kubera ICT.
And joining us in studio now is Jean-Paul Niodusenga, IT administrator at the newly inaugurated Adventist University of Central Africa. Good morning, Jean-Paul.
Good morning.
Jean-Pierre.
Good morning.
Jean-Paul a long time ago. All right, now tell me, this new center that has opened, I mean, the Adventist University of Central Africa has been around for a long time in different countries, right?
Right.
But now they're doing this to help ICT students further their knowledge and not have to go elsewhere to study their masters.
Right.
Elaborate on that.
One thing I'll elaborate, first of all, for information, I would like to tell you that we have not started with Masters of Science Information Technology as we speak, but rather we are launching it in the month of September this year. But currently, as we speak, we have started with Masters in Business Administration, Masters in International Development that is hosted by our sister university in the US, Andrews University. And there's also another master's degree in education. So those are the 3 masters that we are currently hosting at the new center, Science and Technology Center. On top of that, we'll be offering some short courses in IT as well as accounting, so that at least people are skilled enough to be able to be real technicians who can deliver real skills to the world and to the employers, since they are targeting not academicians, but rather technicians who know what to do. Right.
So how do you think that this is going to impact the job market here in Rwanda?
We've got a number of problems that really needs to be addressed by real skilled people. And so I guess by putting up this new center, what we are targeting is to transform people. We make sure we get people, okay, they are not skilled, okay, then we transform them to the extent that they can be out of a university when they're able to deliver quality service. Because when you are going to hire someone, the first thing you look at is do you know how to do what you're going to be employed for? Then that calls for now a real training. So what we're offering to students is these quality skills that they need so that when they reach the job market, they are able to defend themselves, they are able to solve problems with the skills that they got from a university.
Now, the reason I wanted you on the show, to be frank, yesterday as we were shooting the piece, you were the one that was chosen to actually showcase in the room and have a presentation that you actually basically showcase what you guys were going to do in front of the Prime Minister, in front of a lot of ministers and the mayor of the city of Kigali. What was that all about? What was the presentation all about?
The presentation was all about showing the new technology that is cutting edge from, we are used to teach, and we have teachers who are teaching using the old model of teaching. When I talk about old model of teaching, it's grabbing a chalk, grabbing a marker, you go on the board, you write. But this time around, in our new Science and Technology Center, there's no more chalk, there's no more marker. What we have is a smart board. You either grab a USB key or a cable, you plug it on your laptop. You can be able to use a smart board where you use either your fingers or you use a stick that is dedicated to write on a smart board, and you can erase electronically while you're writing electronically. So we have got what we call a smart board. It's a new tool that is going to revolutionize the way we teach, okay? So it's a new tool, and to learn how to use it, it's a matter of knowing if you've got a tablet, an iPad, or whatever, you can be able to, it works more or less like an iPad or a tablet. So it's a tool that is installed in all our, we've got 7 labs, we've got 16 classrooms, and in all those, we have deployed that tool so that these professors should catch up now with a new way of giving lectures, with a new way of giving students lectures. Now, on top of that, this tool will be facilitating us in case you finish writing notes on the board. Students don't need to write. You need to send immediately on the emails, or you send it to our FTP server.
I wish I had that in school.
Right. So if you want, probably we are bringing masters in IT September, so come and do masters with us.
Perfect, perfect.
Then, so this is going to really bring about change in the way we do our lectures.
Efficiency.
So, exactly. Then we're going to redeem time. We're going to redeem the cost that we've been spending on markers and chalks. And of course, you are not messy when you're out of class. You are smart as you have entered in the class. So it's a new way of learning that you are trying to bring about to set a standard so that our students also, when we set this standard, now we expect our students to give us the best, the very best, the very best.
These facilities, these new facilities that you have, do you think that this is what gives you the edge over other science and technology schools?
No, no. On top of that, we've got a philosophy. In our school, we've got a philosophy of transforming. Basically, we offer education that is holistic education. We call it holistic. Why? Because we transform people not only, when you come in, of course, you have some, there's a way you are built, right? We cannot change that. Only the Spirit of God can be able to change that. Right. Now, what we do, you come in, then we give you lectures, and on top of that, we give you some religious knowledge, right?
Right.
Because when you do this hand in hand with religion, then you are self-disciplined. And on top of that, in our university, we have this discipline. We have to make sure that we record whether you have attended the classes. We record whether you are out of class. So we treat you like our very own kids. So that's why, on top of having that whatever tool that we may have in our premises, on top of that, we add discipline.
Right.
Okay?
Thank
like a parent to a kid. So that gives us now inspiration that whoever that comes to our university will be able to transform him in a way that we want. We mold him so that when we deliver him on the market, people can really say, okay, this guy really has.
And they will make you proud.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That was great.
You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's get to today's business news, or as I call it, the money. Fidelis Karangwa has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. Two young social entrepreneurs, Eve Dukunda and Dominique Uwasi Alonga, are this year's winners of the Tigo Reach for Change competition. The award, organized by Tigo and Reach for Change, a Swedish non-profit organization, so the recipients receive 13 million francs for projects aimed at promoting the welfare of children. Officials say the two projects demonstrated how digital tools and initiatives can solve some of the social challenges in the country. Local manufacturers have been urged to ensure best global practices if they want to thrive in the competitive business world. Officials said upholding best financial and governance practices is an essential element that supports businesses and accelerates economic growth, and emphasized the need for a strong manufacturing base for Rwanda's economic development. It is hoped that this will also help support the country's efforts to industrialize. And Rwanda's consumer price index has risen to 1.4% in January, down from 2.1% in December of 2014. In January, food and non-alcoholic beverages, housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels rose by 1.2, 3.7, and 4.7 respectively. Also, both local and imported goods showed a decrease of 0.3 and 0.9 on a month basis respectively. Now, all year long, churches, hotels, and reception halls are flooded with weddings, a joyful event that has been raking in big money for various businesses like hotel owners and wedding decorators. New to this scene is the business of wedding stylists. Let's check it out. Here at Bridal Image Store, it is business as usual for Edith, who for over 10 years now has been making her money dressing brides and grooms for their special day. Having loved this business since she was young, when she finally got the opportunity to open a store, she took it with no hesitation.
nayigiyemo 2002 tumaze kugaruka mu Rwanda ndaza ndi mu bantu bake babitangiye twari nka batatu abadamu batatu babitangiye bamwe barakomeza abandi ntibakomeza ariko nge ndakomeza nari narabibonyeho aho nagiye muri Amerika ntangira buhoro ndakomeza kuko mbikunda kubyitagura cyane nta kundi ni ukubikunda kuba ubikunda kuba uzi ko nubijyamo udahera ko wunguka ari ibintu bizatwara igihe buhoro ntabwo ari ibintu ushobora kujyamo ngo uvuge ngo ndunguka ako kanya cyangwa ugomba kuba ubikunda kandi ukabikurikira tuvuge niba ari kalite ukayimaintainer kuko iyo ubivuyemo ukava ukajya birapfa.
Since opening her store, the number of bridal stores has significantly increased, raising questions on whether all of them are able to make profits.
Ni business iri profitable, ubu yagiwemo n'abantu benshi, ahubwo birananezeza kuko nabitangiye nkabona abantu bose babijyamo no kubona ko bafite profit, bafite icyo babona bigezaho. So ni nziza ariko ntabwo yoroshye, ugomba kugendana n'ibigezweho. Mu Rwanda bakunda ibintu byagezweho rero dukomeza dushaka magazines kugira ngo tubagezeho ibyo bashaka.
Despite the boom in this business, like many others, their main challenge has been failure to get the resources they need to run their business locally.
Ibyo byakaba byiza tubaye tubibona hano mu Rwanda ntabwo byaduhenda, ariko mu Rwanda ntabwo turagera hahandi ko gukora akazi kanoze tuvuge ngo bakore costume finishing yazo ibitari noze kandi modeli zose ziva hanze, ubwo urumva bagakurikira bivuye hanze tugize uko umuntu yabona nk'umuntu nyine n'ibintu bihenze habaye nk'umuntu tuvuge nk'umushoramari akavuga ati genge muri la business nyizanira u Rwanda ni business nziza nibyo nakwifuza ngo hagire nk'umuntu ufite amafaranga abitangize habeho kudoda amakositime n'ibi by'abageni byaba ari byiza cyane.
With plans to do bridal fashion shows and opening an even bigger store, we can easily say there are lots more wedding bells to be rung and outfits to be rocked by wedding parties in Edith's future. Karen Fidelis, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
Wow.
Good.
Who knew?
Thank you.
You know what? So I know that wedding dresses is supposed to be a big business all over the world because I remember when my older sister was getting married and she would send dresses, what do you think of this? And, you know, we would look at different things and sometimes I would see the price and have a heart attack.
I know, right?
But apparently, there's different ways that women budget for their wedding dress. You know, you decide there's a certain formula for how you can know how much you can spend, something like that. But it really is special because you're wearing it for the rest of your life. So I would think that this would be a huge business here in Rwanda because there's so many weddings. How is it that it's a somewhat recent thing?
Well, previously, I don't know, you would think, because for me, in my head, I'd think, you know, the wedding has to revolve around the bridesmaid, the wedding dress. Like, everything else can wait. You know, decoration can wait. She has to be happy and, you know, pleased with her dress. But, you know, I guess, like, it was there before. It's just the kind of dresses that people wore were not, you know, that expensive. There were things that you can find easily in Rwanda. Right. But now times have changed. Everyone has become so much more fashionable. Let's just take an example, just ordinary clothes. Even while walking on the street, people are very style cautious of what they wear now. So with weddings, they've taken it to another extreme. So the issue now is just finding the right clothes, making sure they're on trend, and that's not something that you can easily find here in Rwanda. Unfortunately, that's something we can actually make. Most of these things, people in Rwanda can sew them. I know very good tailors who can do a great job, but it's just, I guess they're not yet ready. They're not yet ready to explore that. They're a bit afraid to like mess it up or do something wrong. So for now, most of these people have had to import all the dresses that they bring, that they have in their stores, and it's quite unfortunate because you could make really good money making wedding dresses here.
Now, Fidelis, I've always thought that having to spend a lot of money for one day only was kind of ridiculous, but that's just me. That's just me. How about the rest of Rwandans? Are they catching up to the whole thing? When you're a wedding stylist, are you getting a lot of clients? How does it work?
Definitely. That day alone, when I was there interviewing her, there was a good 10 people who walked into the store in a space of 1 hour. It's crazy. So yeah, so they are getting a lot of clients, and you know that's why even more stores are opening up. People are becoming more open to having stores like that in Rwanda. It's because they've seen that there's actually a lot of customers who want to rent these clothes, unfortunately not buy them, very few buy them, so they prefer to rent them. So yeah, so it's definitely a business that has a lot of money, and people should be, free to start it anytime.
Do you think that, the lady that you interviewed, being somewhat of a pioneer, I suppose, in the industry here, do you think that she would ever consider working with tailors and bringing in some special materials to try and start up a label of her own?
Definitely. She actually wants to, like she says, she wants to do even a fashion show. She wants to do that. It's just a matter of taking her time, finding the right tailors, like I said, because most of them are afraid to do it. So finding the right tailors, and also this will take a lot of money that she can't say that she has right now, which is why she was saying it's good now that this story is now people are going to see the story, people are going to know. Hopefully someone should invest in this business because it's a good business, and if people invest in it, then they can bring the right machines, bring the right material, and they can make the dresses here.
Now, Fidelis, you're a lady, Makeda as well, beautiful ladies. Now, I'm pretty sure when you were talking to the lady, you probably asked her some tips about how to save on the big day, because, knock on wood, we will get married someday. How does it, what did she tell you? What are the tricks and what you can use to actually save on the big day?
Well, for starters, always knowing what you want will save you transport fees. Because, walking around all over Kigali trying to find the right store is a lot of money. So always know what you want first, bring it down to what you want. And also, like I said, the good thing is people now rent, they don't buy. So that saves you a lot of money. And you can rent it out and, enjoy your day and then take it back.
Does she work with whole wedding parties as well? Does she do the wedding... bridesmaid dresses and the whole thing?
She does. As you saw in the video, there's a lot of bridesmaid dresses. Even ordinary, actually, even new Makeda, in case you have like a special, day, like maybe a wedding or just a party that you want to go to. She does that too. You can go there and she dresses you.
So it's not just for people getting married.
No. You can actually even go there and just get a normal, nice outfit for yourself, like Mehaji's, Valentine's Day's clothes. Yeah, you want a nice suit, You can go get something nice for yourself and wear it on that day and then take it back. It's a really good business that she's in.
What does she feel about the competition?
She loves it. She loves it a lot.
She likes the competition?
A lot. She says this is good because, most people, it's crazy. You'd think people would hate competition. She loves it. She thinks, this is good because then it pushes her to, want to do even better. And she actually, has people she brings in and like interns and trains them about, you know, this is how you know this is good, this is how you know it's ruined and you can't have it on the on the store anymore, so people can't rent it out. It's ruined, just let it go. So she actually does a great job.
That's
really
a great report. Thank you very
Yeah,
much,
you're
Fidelis.
welcome.
All right, you're up to date with today's business headlines. Sports news coming up in just a minute with Arnold Quizera.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news with me, Arnold Quizera. Starting with local football, Rwanda Football Association FERAFA has agreed to lend money to Rayon Sports Football Club so that they pay their former coach Raoul Shunga salary areas totaling to 13 million Rwandan francs, including accumulated fines. Rayon Sports spokesperson Emmanuel Niyomusavier praised the football body for bailing out the club that risks FIFA penalties, including relegation to the second division if they don't clear the outstanding debt before the 1st of March. Moving on to basketball, Dwayne Wade is the latest superstar to pull out of this year's All-Star basketball game after sustaining a strained hamstring while at practice with the Miami Heat. Atlanta's Kyle Korver is set to replace Wade with the All-Star roster, having been shaken by the recent injuries that are set to see both Kobe Bryant and Blake Griffin miss out on the annual basketball festival. Bryant will be replaced by DeMarcus Cousins, while Griffin will be replaced by Portland Trail Blazers star Damian Lillard. The 2015 Super Rugby competition is set to kick off tomorrow morning with record-winning champions, the Crusaders, hosting a revamped Rebel side at Christchurch. 14 teams will be in action this weekend, with the Highlanders getting a bye. Defending champions, the Waratahs, will host rivals Western Force in a local derby as they look to get their season off to a winning start. Lions host Hurricanes as the Stormers play away to the Bulls in Pretoria. Sharks play Cheetahs in Bloemfontein, while the Blues host Chiefs at the North Harbour.
All right, now Arnold, I know there's a 2015 Super Rugby competition coming up. Do you believe the Crusaders still have it in them to win it again this time?
Crusaders they're the outstanding form. When it comes to rugby, you will call them the Real Madrid of rugby.
I like when you say that. For some reason, I just like the tone of it.
Yeah, they are the classic team. You know, they have the greatest players in rugby, who are most New Zealanders have played through this team. When you talk about legends of the game, current legends, Richie Macau, Sonny Bill Williams, Daniel Carter, all these players have been at the Crusaders. The Crusaders usually have a slow start, just like Real Madrid, but then they tend to find their form towards the end of the season, and they sneak into those playoff spots. This year, Super Rugby will be very open. I think the South African franchises will struggle a bit. That's when you talk about teams like the Blues and the Bulls. When you look at Daniel Carter, they are record champ, playing his last season for the Crusaders before he moves on to the big money in France, where he will play for Montpellier. Chiefs also will be in action over the weekend. But then last year we had surprises where the Australian teams came out and played very good rugby, the likes of Brumbies and the Waratahs. You can never rule them out, especially with their new signings, bringing on Israel Folau and Christian Leonfano for the Brumbies. Goal kicking is going to be a must. I think Super Rugby is going to step up, especially in a World Cup year when you look at 2015.
Now, domestically here, Rayon Sport, I mean, I just keep shaking my head. It's getting worse and worse and worse. It's getting to the point that the federation has to help them out now.
Yeah, Rayon Sport troubles are so many. Even earlier in the week, we're talking about APR having similar troubles financially, whereby their coach, also Petrovic, resigned from the defending champions. But when you look at Rayon Sport's current situation, especially with Shungu, I don't think FERAFA was supposed to step in. I think this is going to be a very bad example to other clubs. It means other clubs can go on and get debts and
sit back and expect them to pay
and expect FERAFA to come in and intervene to pay these debts. That's I think that's something terrible, a terrible example for the federation body. I think even though they have come in to pay this to pay Rayon Sports dues, they should fine the club. Because I think what FERAFA feared in this incident is if Rayon Sports is relegated to the second division, where are they going to get the fans who are going to watch the big league games. But I think it will also be good for the smaller league down there, as it will give it competition with the giants down.
Right.
We've seen it happen in Argentina with Boca Juniors and River Plate being relegated to the lower division. Everyone's attention goes to the lower division, and that
It happened to Juventus too in Italy about
Italy,
6-7 years ago. Right?
Exactly, and people started looking at the Serie B. But I think that's also another reason to the decline of the Serie A right now, because so many players moved away from the Serie A, the likes of Cannavaro. They moved to Real Madrid teams, and the like. So it's not, I think, a good move for Ferrafa. They're trying to protect their laws. As usual, Ferrafa making rational decisions.
Now, from now on, Arnold, as dangerous as what I'm about to say is, take the lead.
The All-Star weekend is up, and I saw you this weekend over social media complaining a lot about the involvement of Damian Lillard. Which player was supposed to be out for Lillard not to come into this All-Stars game as a replacement?
Now, there's 3 players that are not going to make it. Those being Blake Griffin, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade.
And rumor has it Carmelo Anthony's
might be right.
Yeah.
But those 3 ones, I mean, let's say their names again: Blake Griffin, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade weren't supposed to be part of the All-Star game to begin with. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, you know that. But you have to apply logic to certain things. When you think about it, DeMarcus Cousins, Damian Lillard, and Kyle Korver, not only they've been amazing players this year, they're near MVP candidates.
I don't think Kyle Korver is an MVP candidate. When you
the whole Atlanta Hawks team is MVP candidate.
They're playing
itself.
way above. It's that one. When you have that one season where players are just playing above average. Because when you look at Korver's stats and you compare to Kobe Bryant has averaged 21.3 points per game this season, minus injury.
Yeah, but then when you think about it, if Kobe Bryant's numbers can be eloquent because he's playing with the likes of you and I. He doesn't have a team to begin with, so it's easy for him to have, the ball is only going to him. Byron Scott is only giving him the ball. So what I'm thinking about here is DeMarcus Cousins is having an unbelievable year.
He is the best center in the
NBA right now. And the
that.
thing is, his problem has always been the way his mentality, the way he approaches the game hasn't been the right one. He's a great player, fundamentally speaking.
And young, 24.
Right. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy that Kyle Korver is part of it. He's the best three-point shooter we have in the NBA today. I'm very happy that DeMarcus Cousins is part of it.
Better than Stephen Curry?
But Stephen Curry is a dribble kind of three-point shooter.
Yeah,
he needs
maybe
to dribble
best
first.
Three-point center in the game.
Post-up shooter, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you very much, Arnold.
Thank you very
All
much.
right, you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. Makeda and I will be right back after the break.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's take a look now at news-making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
Fidel Ndaisaba, the mayor of the city of Kigali, has said that any available land in Kigali must be used optimally. This was said during an evaluation meeting in Kigali. The mayor assured that if goals of the city of Kigali master plan are to be achieved, quote, we must use what we are left with not only sparingly but also productively. The city master plan directing how housing, transport, job creation and other sectors can be developed is currently in its first phase.
Members of the civil society platform in Gakenge have said that quality education is crucial for development. This was said during a meeting with local leaders to discuss the challenges of education stakeholders in the district. Officials said that the concerned institution should fix the problems hindering development to ensure that the necessary knowledge is acquired by learners to contribute to a bright future of the country. While progress has been made in promoting education for all, there are still challenges such as lack of infrastructure hampering the program.
The Secretariat of the East African Community has rejected an audit report that revealed a gross mismanagement of the bloc's funds. The audit, tabled before the East African Legislative Assembly in Arusha last week, was done by the EAC Audit Commission and covered activities of the bloc for the financial year 2012-2013. The rebuttal follows a series of regional media reports in which the EAC Secretariat, the executive organ of the bloc, particularly came under attack for what was shown in the report as abuse of financial resources.
The Northern Corridor Integration Project Summit in Kigali has been postponed to next month. The National Corridor of the NCIP has confirmed that the summit is now scheduled for March 7th and that leaders from Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, and South Sudan will look into the best ways to fast-track the implementation of the projects that are planned to help transform the fortunes of the corridor's partner states.
And in international news, more than 200 migrants died after the motorboats they were traveling on sank in the Mediterranean Sea. A spokeswoman from the UN Agency of Refugees said 9 passengers out of more than 200 were rescued near the Italian island of Lampedusa after missing for 4 days. According to the International Organization for Migration, the passengers had left Libya bound for Europe on Saturday in 2 rubber boats, each carrying over 100 passengers, and capsized on Monday. Time now for a review of the headlines. Edmond Kagire from the East African joins us now to look through some of the front pages. Good morning, Edmond.
Good morning, Regis.
All right,
welcome to the show for the first time.
For the first time, absolutely. It's a pleasure having you. So let's start with this UN. We've been hearing about it. We saw the Minister of Foreign Affairs tweet about it. I think that was yesterday or the day before. They're allocating money, but at the same time, I mean, they're refraining on allocating money to the DRC to pursue these Rwandan refugees and militia and rebels that are there. But at the same time, what's not clear here, we heard comments from the Minister of Defense, the Honorable James Kabarebe. What's your take on it?
Regis, I've been following this story for quite some time now. Yesterday, the UN announced that they will not be supporting the efforts on the offensive against FDLR. And this is not surprising. I mean, Rwanda has been saying it, that there seems not to be genuine efforts towards eliminating the FDLR threat. And now this development that comes with the UN saying that the 2 generals, I think it is General Bruno Mandevu and General Fal Sikabwe, they are accused of committing certain atrocities. So for that reason, the UN says it will not be associating itself with the activities, the offensive against the FDLR. It is not surprising in that, for example, if you look at how the efforts to fight M23 and other negative groups in Eastern DRC happened, you find that they are dragging their feet. There is no effort whatsoever towards fighting the FDLR in their bases. And Rwandan leaders have been repeating this over and over again, and there has been some sense of optimism towards this fight, and now this is what we are seeing. And for me, it's not surprising as someone who has been following the events in Eastern DRC.
Right. The minister also said that he thought that we weren't getting the support that we deserved because the FDLR is not a threat to them. Do you think that's the reason why?
There are a lot of politics in this issue of FDLR, and there are quite a number of players in this issue. So at some point, if you are a layman, you will not get the real, the real stuff happening in Eastern DRC and who is doing what. And for now, I think the best we can do. Some people had predicted that the alleged offensive against FDLR will not take off. And some were saying, I met the UN Special Representative, Martin Kobler, when I was in Kigali, and we talked. And he was giving me assurances that this time the offensive is going to take place. And he seemed very, very certain that it's going to take place. But now to see these developments, you really want to think Rwanda has been on the spot, saying that there is no genuine effort or initiative whatsoever to see that FDLR is going to be, attacked and completely routed out of Eastern DRC.
Right.
So I don't know how the next 6 or 10 months are going to look like, but still you want to think that even in 2-3 years we'll still be having the same issue of FDLR coming back on our doorsteps.
Right, right. Well, there is another headline making news today. The former British Prime Minister and a friend of Rwanda is now in Kigali, Tony Blair.
Yes.
So tell us about some of the things that he's going to be doing while he's here.
Tony Blair will be in Rwanda today. He's supposed to visit the Agahozo Shalom Center in Rwamagana, and he will be visiting the solar field, the 23 million USD solar field that is supposed to generate some 8.5 megawatts of electricity that are going to be added on the national grid. And just before he comes to Rwanda, Blair was appearing on a certain mining platform called Indaba Mining, discussing issues to do with mineral development in Africa. And he was talking about Rwanda, about,
giving us a lot of compliments, saying
yes,
how
yes.
us and Botswana, I think, and
yes.
Ethiopia, a couple other countries, how we're doing great.
Trying to get us a few investors here and there.
Top investment destination.
Yes, and you would think Blair's commitment towards Rwanda is immense.
It's been unbelievable.
It has been fought by the British media. They tried to scandalize him, alleging that he takes money from developing countries like Rwanda and others. But you think his accusers have failed to nail him because I think his integrity is very clear.
He's very courageous to
yes.
come here knowing that all that is on, especially lately, his name has been in the news supporting Rwanda and all that.
Yes.
So, all right, let's move on to our last topic. We're running out of time. This one is about ISIS. We've been hearing reports, seeing on the news that they're back to beheading people, and we're hearing all these stories about them trying really to conquer a big part of the Middle East. What's your take on it?
It's quite amazing, Regis and Makeda. You just don't know what is happening in the world today. Because today we got to know that, actually yesterday, we got to know that they murdered one of their captives. I think it's a 26-year-old American lady, Kayla Mueller, if I get her names right. And again, this is another murder in just a few days committed by the ISIS guys. And you wonder why the world is sitting back with all the technology, with all the satellites.
And how are they so powerful that
up
they...
in the sky. I mean, how on earth can we fail to tackle the issue of ISIS? I think President Kagame touched this issue the other day and said that the world is in turmoil. And you think maybe someone is abetting this whole issue, because I would think that if the US and other powers in the world wanted to wake up one day and wipe out ISIS off the face of the earth, it would happen in the next 24 hours. So I really don't know. I don't know if they're going to go on and start murdering people on video, and this continues. It's quite absurd.
It's very discouraging.
Right, it's been a pleasure having you on the show for the first time.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very
welcome.
much. I'll be back.
Okay, lots more still to come. Lifestyle is up next, and a look at what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. It's time for Lifestyle. What you got for us today?
Well, it's Thursday, so it's movie reviews.
Looking forward to it.
Right.
All right, so we first have to get into the first movie that's coming out tomorrow. It's called Kingsman, The Secret Service. I'll let you guys see the trailer first.
Marines, but you gave up. Drugs, petty crime. Never had a job.
Who are you?
Your father saved my life.
Dean says you're fair game.
Boys, I've had a rather emotional day, so whatever your beef with Eggsy is, and I'm sure it's well-founded, I'd appreciate it if you could just leave us in peace.
You should get out of the way, Granddaddy. You'll get hurt.
Manners maketh man. Do you know what that means? Then let me teach you a lesson. Are we going to stand around here all day, or are we going to fight?
Great acting.
Right? You know, Wikipedia best described it. It's a spy action comedy. So basically, it's a movie where a young guy is recruited to join a special
Secret
agency. Yes, the Secret Service in the UK. It's a British movie, although it does have Samuel L. Jackson in the movie. And it's a great movie if you love action, spy, comedy, all of that. So it's
Looking
great.
forward to it. I really like
Any
that
movie
actor.
that has Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Is bound to be good,
Right.
right? So it comes out tomorrow. You can go check it out over the weekend.
Sweet. What else you got?
All right, so another movie that's actually still playing and maybe perfect for the season because it's almost Valentine's Day, The Wedding Ringer. Let's take a look in case you haven't seen it.
So, Edmundo sends you to come find the Oracle. What exactly do you do? I provide best man services for guys who lack in such areas. So, I'm not alone? Alone? No. I'm in a very profitable business because of guys like you. How many weddings do you think were in the U.S. last year? 2.4 million. There were 2.4 million grooms. Do you think that each one of them has someone to be their best man?
I never knew people like you existed.
How you looking with groomsmen?
I need 7.
You need seven groomsmen?
I do.
You're asking me to pull off a golden tux. Too many things can go wrong. No.
But there's a name for it.
There's also a name for a horse with a horn on his head. It's called a unicorn. Don't mean I can get you one.
I need your help.
This is strictly a business relationship. You're not buying a new friend, you're hiring your best man.
Thank you.
Yo, what you doing? Yo, what you doing?
Sorry, I got really excited.
All right, so that's the movie with Kevin Hart, and it's a movie. It's a funny movie. As you saw, he's hired to, get groomsmen for a man who's getting married, and it's just a hilarious movie. It's a great movie, and I guess, like I said, you can go with your, significant other. And
Before I saw him doing
love
his
movie.
promo tour, I didn't know there was such a thing as
Right.
people you hire to do that. That was,
well, in America, anything is possible.
Right, right.
I don't know about Rwanda. I don't know if that's that's here yet.
But everything's coming, so you never know.
If
You
Valentine's
never know.
here, you never know.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Okay, on to the best part, right? The cult classic.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
my favorite part of the week.
All right, let's take a look at the trailer.
Gun! Oh! Oh! Raj, meet your new partner. New partner? Too old for this.
If these guys can just stand each other.
What you got in there? Boy and Smith? A lot of old timers carry those.
The bad guys don't stand a chance.
Don't kill anybody. Don't tell anybody. I'm too old for this. Are you as good as you say you are? Nobody can touch me.
All
You
right.
guys will never believe this, but I had the movie poster in my room as a kid.
Really?
That's
That
pretty
brings back-
believable.
It brings back a lot of memories.
Why is it because you're trying to say he's ancient?
I know.
No, you know why?
87.
That's a long
Because
time ago.
I have brothers. That's why it's believable. And for some reason, boys like all of that fiery,
Mel
explosion-y thing.
Yeah.
Donnie
Yeah.
Glover.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie. It's a classic. It came out in 1987, as I was saying. Some of us were still babies.
Or not even born.
Or not even born. And it stars, like you said, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. Their character names are Riggs and Murdo. So basically, Danny Glover's character is a retiring cop versus Mel Gibson's character, who is a suicidal cop, and they end up being paired together as detectives, which they hate. And so you get to see their relationship,
Right.
and eventually they bond, and it's a cool movie to watch.
I'm gonna have to. I've never watched that movie before.
I think you should. It's a classic movie.
What are you gonna do? Okay, I'm definitely gonna watch that
Yeah,
suggestion.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. All right, I think it's time for me to,
Do what you
Give
do.
a little stuff away.
Of course.
Do what you do.
Just before we wrap up, as always, every week we give out free movie tickets to check out the latest movies playing in theaters. For this week, all you have to do is tell us how many Lethal Weapon movies were there. Were there 2, 3, or 4? Email, tweet, or Facebook us the answer, and the first person to send us their answer could win 2 free movie tickets. Again, the question is, how many Lethal Weapon movies were there? 2, 3, or 4? All right, stay tuned. Hot Topics is coming right up. Welcome back. It's that Hot Topics time again. As always, you can join in on the debates through our social media. whether it's on Facebook or on Twitter. Before we get into our first hot topics, though, I want to ask you guys, Valentine's is coming up. What are your plans? I'll start with Fidelis, the money. I'm putting you on the spot. What are you doing for Valentine's?
Well, I don't know. I'm hoping for a surprise. I'll wait for the day and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
I don't have anything planned yet.
What about you, Makeda?
I'm actually going to be working, believe it or not. I'm DJing at an event at Zen.
At Zen?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, I saw they have an event where they're doing like
blindfolds and different kind of. Oh yeah.
Valentine's in the dark.
It's gonna be cool. Trust me.
Okay,
So I'll be DJing there.
Nice. I won't be in the country. I don't know where I'm gonna be at.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Yeah, he'll be on his private jet somewhere.
What about you, Arnold?
I'm single.
You're single? You know what?
It doesn't mean anything.
No, but I'm sure there's single events that we can go to.
There
I
are.
will be working.
Like on that blindfolded one, no one will know that you're single.
No, first of all, when is Valentine's? It's Saturday?
Yeah.
Saturday.
There's Super Rugby. I'll be watching rugby.
Wow.
So boring.
Okay. And our executive producer is having her birthday on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, dinner.
All right, let's get into our first hot topic. This one is a great one. You guys have heard of fastcompany.com? So they recently nominated the top 50 most innovative companies for 2015, and a Rwandan company made it, number 31 to be exact, Made in Kigali, which is a fashion house that was founded by Scorpio Ramazani Kuri. And basically the reason why they I guess, nominated her is because her company has expanded in a year to employ up to 50 tailors, and they plan on actually working with the Minister of Trade to hire a training center that will have up to 3,000 tailors. That's their plan. So it's a great thing, and what she wants to do is she just wants to, push the fashion industry, outside of Rwanda and really expose the fashion in Rwanda. So I think it's a big deal, and the fact that she's nominated with big companies such as Apple, Google, Alibaba, Toyota. I mean, it's a great thing. I thought, you know what, her PR team is doing a great job.
Much respect for whatever she's doing.
People who did technical skills and learned, tailoring and all this should be like at her gates, just
Absolutely.
waiting.
I mean, she's gonna expose, the fashion industry on a major level.
It's really good.
If you're in fashion, get with her. All right, let's go on to the next hot topic. Are you guys fans of Primus Guma Guma?
I am.
You are? All right, so the season 5 is coming up. Just this week, actually, they nominated, the word I was looking for, they nominated some of the artists that are going to be part of this season's Primus Guma Guma Superstar. Now, what's interesting is that actually this year, not only have they added 2 districts, so it's going to be 17 districts. The 2 districts they have added are Karongi and Rukomo, but also the fact that there's new requirements now, in that they must have released a song and a video in 2014, but also between 2011 and 2013, they have to have released at least 5 known songs that are recorded and 3 music videos. So
it's quite high standards.
It is quite high standards, but
they're improving the standard.
I think that's what it is. I think what they're trying to do, from what a very well representative said, is that they're trying to boost the music industry, and so they're trying to get artists that are already established and really take them to the next level.
Instead of quantity.
And I feel like with these requirements, even the ones who are like slacking and not making music videos or not, releasing enough songs, they're going, because they want to win this money, they're going to work hard and make sure they qualify. So I think it's a great thing. I love it.
Yeah. So and the prize I must mention is 24 million.
I'm going to start singing, yo. Okay. Just
24 million francs.
Just sing.
And so March 7th is when they're going to announce the 10 finalists who will be going through the competition and going through the workshop.
That initial round.
Yes, there was.
Yes, there was.
Boys and
hopefully a girl will take it. Will take it. It's about time. I feel like it's about time. No, honestly, I feel like it's about time. Honestly.
Absolutely. All right, on to the last hot topic. Now, this is something that you hear about in the news, but I guess it does happen. In France, just recently, 2 families were awarded by a clinic that actually swapped their babies at birth. And it wasn't until the daughters, the two girls, were at 10 that they actually realized the mistake. Now, how it happened was that when they were babies, they were put in the same incubator, and I guess the nurses switched the babies and gave them to the wrong mothers. And so part of how they discovered this was because if you look at, for example, that's Sophie and Manon Serrani, and the daughter had a different skin tone, and also her hair was different. So the parents always questioned why their daughter looked different from them, until they finally did a paternity test and discovered that actually they had the wrong daughter. And so they've been awarded 2 million euros, which they're going to split between both families.
Are they going to switch the kids back?
No, so the story is that actually when they were 10 years old, the kids met for the first time. They met each other's mother. They met their mothers, and it actually turned out not to be a good reunion because there was so much emotion involved. And imagine meeting someone who apparently is now your real mother, who is actually a stranger.
Quite traumatizing.
So it's quite traumatizing, and they chose to go their separate ways. So they're not in contact at all.
But do you know what? I've heard that happening here in Rwanda.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I was going to ask you guys. Can you imagine? It happened in Rwanda.
Yeah. It was in the news recently.
There's an amount that can change that. I mean,
actually, that's what one of the girls was saying. Like, even though we're being given this money, it's not going to change anything because all these years have passed, and I grew up with the wrong parents. But at the same time, it's who I've known. So those are the parents I'm going to stick with.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, you hear it all on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here, like what we just talked about on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us on Rise and Shine Rwanda RW. That's Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and the reports we do. Find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We'd love to see your pictures. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but we love to hear your feedback, so do let us know if you have any ideas for the program. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Makeda Mahario.
And me, Regis Isheja. We'll be here, same time, same place tomorrow. Do join us then. But for now, from the both of us and the rest of this beautiful team here, have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.